Hi everyone and welcome back, and if you're new here, I am Prakriti, and in today's video I am going to talk about color correcting in makeup. I am focusing on the words in makeup because color correcting is a technique that's also used in photo editing and video editing, but today we are going to talk about makeup. So first of all, what is color correcting? Color correcting is basically using colors to get rid of any kind of discoloration on your face that's present on your face. For example, your dark circles, your hyperpigmentation, redness, and things like that. For color correcting, we use complementary colors. Now, what are complementary colors? So when you consider a color wheel, the opposite colors are known as complementary colors. For example, if you have blue on your skin tone, which is generally under your eyes because of the dark circles, you will use an orange corrector to correct that because that's the opposite color of blue on the color wheel. So that is the basic of color correcting. Once we have discussed the basics, let's get into a little bit more detail. So the first thing is, do you really need color correcting? That is a question that you have to really analyze because not everyone needs color correcting. It's something that you should only use when you have really prominent skin discoloration that is very major, if you have light dark circles or just a little bit hyperpigmentation around your mouth, you probably don't need color correcting. A concealer is enough to cover that. But if you have really prominent dark circles and hyperpigmentation, you may need color correcting. It might look like I have really intense dark circles and hyperpigmentation around my mouth, but trust me, a concealer is enough to cover this much. But still, I color correct sometimes. Especially in the past, I used to color correct a lot a year ago because my dark circles were really horrible then, and my hyperpigmentation too was really horrible because let's just say that I didn't take care of my skin. So the main reason why you should not color correct if you do not need it is that it messes up the undertone of your base products. For example, if you apply too much orange corrector or a green corrector or a peach corrector, the undertone of your foundation will kind of change, or your concealer will kind of change, and it will become more orange, green, or peach. Depends on whatever color corrector you have used. So it is really necessary to use the least amount. It should be just like a tint. And if you don't have that serious problems like very prominent dark circles or very much redness, you just don't need to color correct. A concealer is enough to cover all of that stuff. Another point is that if you misuse color correcting, it's just another layer of makeup on your face and it will lead to more cakiness. So if you feel like you don't need color correcting, just skip it. It's not necessary for everyone. Whenever you feel like you need color correcting, I'd say just take a little bit of concealer and dab in the area that you feel is discolored. For example, dark circles or hyperpigmentation or redness, whatever. If the concealer covers it up and you are not able to see your discoloration through the concealer, then you don't need a color corrector. So next we are going to discuss some basic rules of color correcting for medium, light, and deeper skin tones, and I am going to go according to the problem areas, like for example dark circles and hyperpigmentation and redness. So I am going to start off with dark circles. For dark circles, if you have medium or light skin tone, you will probably require a peach corrector, and if you have deeper skin tones or dusky skin tone, you will require an orange corrector, and if you have very deep rich skin tone, then you will need an orange red corrector. Now again, I will focus on the word probably because I think that you should analyze the color of the problem area yourself and use the color wheel according to that, instead of just packing on a color without understanding the problem area. For example, if you have dark circles that are less blue and more brown, you will require a pink corrector to correct that, not an orange one. So yes, that's how you have to analyze the problem area and then work according to that. So whatever problem area you have, whatever discoloration you have, just analyze the color of that discoloration, go and have a look at the color wheel and then choose a color according to that. So that is my first tip, and that is something that I want you to do before blindly packing any color on your face. So next we are going to talk about hyperpigmentation. Hyperpigmentation, I feel, is generally more brown than blue, but I have this weird kind of hyperpigmentation which is blue in this area and then in all of this area it's brown. So I use a peach corrector, and a peach corrector works really good on my skin, but I'd say that you will probably require a peach corrector or an orange corrector to correct this. And now let's talk about the redness, which you get probably in this area. If there is intense redness, then only use a color corrector. If not, then you should skip it. So for redness, you use a green corrector, and to cancel a lot of yellow in your skin, you use a lavender corrector. A pink corrector is used to cancel brown, and one more thing, a yellow corrector, that's what I was forgetting. So a yellow corrector is used to add brightness. It also cancels red in your skin tone. So yes, it adds brightness, especially if you use it under your eyes. It will add brightness in that area. Next, we are going to talk about color correcting mistakes. The number one mistake that I see a lot of people making is using too much color corrector. Honestly, it's so easy to make that mistake these days because we see a lot of people applying too much color corrector. They're literally applying color corrector like they're jadoo. Once you apply too much, you don't have to worry about your discoloration. You have to worry about how to cover that orange or the green or whatever corrector you have applied. I saw Wayne Goss talking about this and I was like, he's damn right. So I have done that mistake in the past when my concealer used to look too orange because of using too much color corrector. So you don't have to make that mistake. It has to be just like a tint. Just when you feel that it's enough to cover the discoloration, stop. Alright, you don't have to overload and apply a lot of product in one go. Just take a little bit of product, build it up instead of just packing all of the product in one go. So now I'm going to show you my technique of color correcting, which has changed a lot. Earlier, I used to apply just an orange corrector under my eyes, around my mouth, and that's it. But now I have changed my technique since I got this palette. This is the Makeup Revolution Ultra Pro HD palette, and I've used this in so many of my videos and I love this palette a lot. So this is their contouring palette in medium dark, but this also has this one orange peach kind of shade, and I mix it up with this color because then it creates a peach kind of color that neutralizes my dark circles but also covers them at the same time. So that's what I look for, and that is the finish that I really like, because then you just go ahead with your foundation and you'll need just a little bit of concealer to highlight that area, and that's all that you have to do. So I'm just going to show you how I do it, and I use my fingers. If you want, you can use a brush. If you want, you can use a sponge, but to apply the product, I feel that your fingers are the best, but just go ahead and sanitize your hands before using your fingers. That's it. So I am just going to take a little bit of this orange kind of corrector and then I'm going to mix it up with this one. So this is the color that I get. Actually, I'd mix a little bit more of the concealer shade into this because it's too orange, I feel. So this is the color that I go for. You can also use a concealer that has got more like a peach kind of undertone or a pink undertone, because I feel that my dark circles are more brown than blue. First, I apply a little bit just in this area because I have a lot of darkness in that area, and then I'll use some other finger and then blend it out. You can see that it instantly brightens up that area and also covers the dark circles. So that is how I cover my dark circles. Now for the pigmentation around my mouth, I'll just go ahead and mix a little bit more orange into that shade because I feel that it's more blue, especially over here. And first I apply it on my upper lips. Now blend it out. I also have like two veins. I don't know, are they called spider veins? I don't know, just these are two veins that are very much prominent on my face. So I'm just gonna cover that up with the orange corrector too. So I also like correcting the redness around my nose area with the help of this green corrector from the LA Girl Pro Conceal HD Concealer range. I like using this, and I'll just apply a little bit, just a little bit around my nose. Also make sure that you focus only in the areas that has the discoloration instead of spreading it all over your face. So you can see it neutralized that area really good, you guys. You cannot see the green, but you can also not see the red. So that's how a color corrector should be. Next, I will be applying my foundation, which I'm not going to do in this video because it was just focused on color correcting. So yes, next you can apply a foundation, and then you can also apply a little bit of concealer just to brighten up that area, because right now it has been neutralized and you need to brighten up that area. So that comes in cream contouring and highlighting. So I have a video on that. I'll link it in the cards. Those are the only two colors that I need for my face, and I don't like applying extra product. I like to keep it more natural and more skin-like. That's the vibe over here. I hope this video will be helpful for you, especially if you are a beginner, and I hope that you learned something from this video. If you did, do give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment down below your thoughts on color correcting, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.